So you know those family arguments that just go on and everyone just ends up saying the same things over and over again, then someone pulls out a gun and a ghost appears? You mean that doesn't happen in your family?
You feel that? That's your family. That's your blood.
I felt like I'd seen this film before or knew the style or something, and then 20 minutes in I realised it's based on a play by August Wilson, the same guy who did Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, did Fences. I haven't enjoyed those films much. I'd be interested to see one of them as a play to see if I enjoy it more in that format, but I'm too lazy to go to the theatre. Okay, I'm too poor to go to the theatre. The Piano Lesson is another Netflix film. Basically feels like a full-time job reviewing Netflix films recently. There's been so many coming out, and I haven't even begun to do videos on their Christmas slate yet. Oh god. Anyway, The Piano Lesson is a dialogue-heavy, sort of very family melodramatic play-turned-film, and it's got John David Washington in it, who stars as Boy Willie. He comes up to Pittsburgh to sell watermelons and piss off all his relatives, and he's almost out of watermelons. Samuel L. Jackson, Danielle, Deadwyler, and Ray Fisher make up the rest of this star-studded cast. It is a great cast, as I imagine any adaptation of an August Wilson play is going to be. And most of the time they just spend arguing about a piano, about whether any of them are worth anything, about watermelons, about all kinds of things really, but it all boils back down to the piano at the end of the day, and their families, heritage, history. It's mostly Samuel L. Jackson's just kind of there trying to stop them all killing each other while the rest of them all have their own things going on. Danielle's trying to spurn a preacher man who wants to marry her. Ray Fisher's trying to find himself a woman. Boy Willie's really just interested in selling watermelons and buying land, and selling the piano if he can get away with it. And Samuel L. Jackson gets to say a monologue where he says the N-word about 20 times. Which I feel like just somehow was inevitable. Although this is, for the most part, just a kind of family drama that's fairly static and stationary because it's based on a play, so of course it is, it did surprise me in a couple of ways. One of the ways was they leave the house. At the beginning, I kind of thought like they're hardly going to leave this house, like the whole thing's going to be set like in this one room, kind of like a play. No. It's got a lot of flashbacks, which it shows, which aren't set in the house. It's got a lot of different scenes where, you know, not for ages or anything, the main setting is still the house, but they do go out and about. It doesn't feel as stationary as maybe the play was, and I like that, because I think if you're going to adapt a play, you can do that a bit. You know, you don't have to restrict yourself to this one space. Like some plays do that and it works out really well, and some films do that and it works out really well, but not all the time. The other way in which this surprised me was, it's not all just drama. This film, based on a play by a legendary playsmith, I really didn't expect to be such a horror film. It's not a horror film, but it has horror elements. It has a ghost in their house, and you think like, is there really a ghost or something? But, well, by the end you know that there's a ghost or something, and it really shocked me. I was pretty lifted out of the story in that final kind of 20 minutes when everything goes real batshit crazy. I did not expect such a star-studded, very dramatic, very dialogue-heavy kind of film to end with a big action exorcism scene. I still feel like I'm deconstructing how I feel about that, but I definitely didn't like it. I think this is a very well acted, pretty bizarre story that took some real twists and turns. If you enjoy having whiplash, that's how I kind of felt, then you might enjoy it. I certainly think I enjoyed a lot about it, and a lot of it. I felt that way about a couple of Netflix films recently. Not that they're not some Netflix films used to be really badly made. Now I feel like they're all really well made, just some of them have bizarre story ideas. This one is kind of nuts. I feel like it must be a very faithful adaptation of the play. I certainly hope they didn't come up with and add that ending by themselves, because that would be gruesome to do to a really good play. But overall, I can't really hugely recommend it, while also feeling like it's kind of the best of these that I've seen. I didn't enjoy Fences that much. I thought Ma Rainey's Black Bottom was okay, but I felt like this was better until it went really loopy. So I'm giving Nobody Learns the Piano in this. They hardly even play the piano. 3 stars. I can understand adding a spooky element to a dramatic film, you know, a little bit of spice in there, but a white guy haunting a bunch of black people in their house where he didn't even live or anything, it's a weird way to go. They keep acting as if their father wronged this white man by stealing his piano, but they were slaves, so I feel like, you know, anyway, subscribe.